Eleanor of Aquitaine was one of the most remarkable and powerful women in medieval European history. A duchess, queen of two kingdoms, mother of kings, and a force who helped shape the politics and culture of the 12th century. Born around 1122 into the ruling family of the Duchy of Aquitaine in southwestern France, Eleanor inherited vast lands at a young age when her father, Duke William X, died during a pilgrimage. This inheritance made her the most sought-after heiress in Europe, commanding more territory than even the King of France himself. At just 15 years old, she married Louis VII, King of France, and became Queen of France. Though young, Eleanor was already cultured, well-educated, and politically astute, fluent in Latin and French, and raised in the sophisticated court of Aquitaine, known for its promotion of literature, chivalry, and the arts. The marriage was initially strategic, uniting Aquitaine with the French crown, but it quickly turned cold. Eleanor and Louis were incompatible. He was deeply religious, shy, and pious, while she was ambitious, energetic, and worldly. Their union was strained by the lack of a male heir and Eleanor's strong political opinions, which often clashed with the king's advisors. In 1147, Eleanor accompanied Louis on the Second Crusade to the Holy Land, a rare and dangerous journey for a queen. During the campaign, Eleanor's presence was both admired and controversial. She led her own group of vassals and allegedly dressed in the style of an Amazon warrior, scandalizing observers. The crusade itself was a failure, and tensions between Eleanor and Louis worsened. Rumors swirled of her closeness with her uncle, Raymond of Poitiers, Prince of Antioch, and her independence was seen as dangerous. Upon returning to France, the marriage collapsed entirely, especially after the birth of a second daughter but no son. In 1152, their marriage was annulled on the grounds of consanguinity, though political incompatibility was the true reason. The annulment freed Eleanor, now around 30 years old, to make one of the boldest moves of her life. Just weeks later, she married the young and ambitious Henry Plantagenet, Duke of Normandy, who would become King Henry II of England 2 years later. With this union, Eleanor became Queen of England and brought her vast Aquitanian lands into the growing Angevin Empire, which now stretched from Scotland to the Pyrenees. The marriage began passionately but was soon plagued by conflict. Henry was a brilliant but ruthless ruler, and Eleanor, who had expected a degree of independence, found herself increasingly sidelined. Nevertheless, she bore him 8 children, including 2 future kings, Richard the Lionheart and John Lackland, and played an active role in court politics. The couple's relationship became more strained over time, particularly due to Henry's infidelities and centralization of power. Eleanor grew discontented with her lack of influence and with Henry's preference for his mistresses, especially the infamous Rosamund Clifford. In the 1170s, when her sons rebelled against their father, Eleanor supported them, hoping to preserve her own influence and secure autonomy for her sons. The rebellion failed, and Henry responded harshly. Eleanor was captured and imprisoned, under house arrest, for the next 16 years, only released after Henry's death in 1189. Despite her long captivity, Eleanor returned to public life with astonishing strength and dignity. Her son Richard, now king, trusted her deeply and relied on her as his regent while he departed on the Third Crusade. Eleanor, now well into her 60s, crisscrossed Europe to secure alliances, collect ransoms, and maintain the realm in his absence. She helped negotiate Richard's release after his capture in Germany, showcasing her diplomatic brilliance and maternal devotion. Later, she supported her youngest son John's claim to the throne, even though he proved to be a less capable ruler. Into her 70s and early 80s, Eleanor remained active in political affairs, securing marriages, arranging treaties, and protecting her family's legacy. She retired to the abbey at Fontevraud in her final years, but continued to be a respected advisor. She died in 1204 at around 82 years old, a remarkable age for her era, having shaped the destinies of France and England across more than 6 decades. Eleanor's legacy is not only political but cultural. As Duchess of Aquitaine, she was a key figure in the development of courtly love, patron of troubadours and poets, and a powerful symbol of female agency in a male-dominated world. She navigated 2 marriages to kings, outlived many of her children, and endured imprisonment, yet remained one of the most formidable figures of her time. In a world where queens were often pawns, Eleanor played like a master. Her life reads like a legend: crusades, royal courts, betrayal, rebellion, and redemption, yet it is all true. Through brilliance, resilience, and ambition, Eleanor of Aquitaine proved that even in the 12th century, a woman could wield power equal to any man. Her bloodline would continue to shape the thrones of Europe, but her story remains unique, a tale of one woman's unyielding will to rule her world.